Welcome to Really American. I am Michael Hayne. Now, Republicans, or rather MAGA Republicans, because that's the party, it's the Trumplican party now, they couldn't get a clue during clue mating season if they wore the clue mating musk in a field of clues. We know that. But ever since President Biden did the most selfless thing and decided to step aside, essentially handing the reins over to his vice president, Kamala Harris, with her now atop the ticket and selecting probably the best vice president Democrats have had in years, they are completely bereft. They are losing their shit every day. They are so disoriented. They're like when you catch the fish and you drop it on the pier and it's like flopping everywhere. They don't know what to do.
I want to ask you, though, just on the prospect of this matchup here, because Trump keeps posting about Joe Biden. And today he's saying that Biden's going to come in and crash the Democratic convention maybe and try to take the nomination back and run again. I mean, does he realize that he's running against Vice President Harris, not Joe Biden anymore, moving on, that he does have a different, maybe more formidable opponent in her?
Well, I think he knows exactly who he's running against, but we're also running against, Joe Biden was a creation of a ruling coalition, and that same ruling coalition of Democrats were the ones that said, "Hey, we're pulling the plug on Joe Biden." Joe Biden didn't voluntarily do this. It was, between the donors and the powers that be, caused this to happen. And so, in some ways, this is one of the most undemocratic ways that any candidate has ever been selected for president. And I think I think that President Trump understands how unusual this is.
I would counter that by saying when the Republican primary was happening, which you ran in, we were hearing the RNC chair basically telling everyone to pack it up and take it home and that, leave the race to Trump before any voters had even cast their ballots. That's what Ron McDaniel was saying. But
Oh, sorry. I was just Googling who the fuck Doug Burgum is. He's like the least recognizable Trump cuck. Like, he even ran. He was in the 2024 Republican primary. That's how utterly pathetic and non-existent that was. It's like when Iraq would have an election, and like how when Russia has their elections, and it's like, oh, there's other candidates there. No, it's just Putin. Putin will just win 98% of the vote automatically. So the smooth-brained, psychotic, malignant narcissist is completely broken. Kamala Harris, Biden, all of them have broken him beyond repair. And there was no greater demonstration of this than his post on Truth Social. I mentioned it yesterday, but it's just so freaking goddamn crazy. I got to show it to you again.
What are the chances that crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history?
Historians just ranked Joe Biden like, I think, 14th with Obama 5th or 6th. Anyway.
Whose presidency was unconstitutionally,
I don't know how he managed to spell that word right, but okay.
Stolen from him from by Kambala blah, Karma blah.
Still can't spell that one.
Barack Hussein.
He spelled it like it's a military barrack. Also, he still like uses that like it's a flex. He has to write out his middle name in all caps. Still doing that weird racist manufacturing birtherism shit.
Crazy Nancy Pelosi, Shifty Adam Schiff,
they're part of this.
Crying Chuck Schumer.
What?
And others on the lunatic left.
Yeah, whenever I think of Marxists, I always think of Adam Schiff.
Crashes the Democratic National Convention.
Like Joe Biden's going to be Kool-Aid and crash through the walls.
Challenge me to another debate. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, he's fucking insane. Now, what upsets Cheeto Mussolini the most? Crowd sizes. All goes back to his inauguration when he was so jealous that Obama had tons, it was unprecedented, the amount of people that went to Obama's first inauguration. And, he was trying to compare, and they like manufactured the people. They were like poorly using Photoshop to put in more people than were actually there. Yeah, I mean, because look, he's a jilted, hopelessly insecure, like teenage girl who was never picked prom queen because he has zero personality, zero good looks, zero wit. He's just basically a great big fat, sweaty zero. Anyway, it's crowd sizes. And what is Kamala doing? Almost like what Obama was doing. The enthusiasm is unprecedented. and she's getting bigger and bigger audiences. And the biggest yesterday was when she had her first joint appearance with Governor Tim Walz in Philadelphia, as you could see here, through the roof. Also, it was just great to see like a bunch of normal, decent, diverse Americans that look like the year 2024, you know, and not like the freak show, wild, wild west circus of psychotic, racist, rotting geriatric white trash and catalytic converter thieves with domestic assault records. MSNBC looks into this a little bit further. Let's take a look at that.
The DNC is concluding its delegate voting late today, with Kamala Harris on track to become the party's official nominee. This is the official developments that come after she had passed the number of delegate votes she needed Friday. And it comes as the New York Times is reporting Donald Trump is now shook. Harris is surging in a language that Donald Trump speaks. Big rallies, big ratings, and these gripping, made-for-TV images. The New York Times has this new article out that reflects what's going on in Trump world and will probably be noticed in Trump world. What's rattling Trump? The headline reads, the size of Harris's crowds. Her star turn on the stage across all of national politics and the way she's being received has, quote, unsettled Mr. Trump. And in Washington, there are Republican senators who are speaking anonymously for obvious political reasons, but still who want to share what they see as the concern that Trump has been completely caught, quote, off guard by Kamala Harris's strength. Quote, I think she's more formidable than Republicans give her credit for, says one of these Republican senators. Quote, it's going to be a short election that favors her. It's going to be a sprint that helps her. And this enthusiasm that we're seeing that's been covered here on MSNBC and in local papers and in all across the internet, the kind of extravagant, sometimes excitable crowds, is gone beyond just Democrats. It's visible across these events.
If you got something to say, say it to my face. I know Donald Trump's type.
God, I absolutely love this for him. Indeed, Republicans are bereft. They don't know what to do. For the longest time, they were constantly saying how old he is, Sleepy Joe, so he drops out. Now they see what they're up against, and it's,
oh no, you know, Joe wants to get back in. He should get back in. This isn't right. Wham, wham, wham.
He's terrified. He is losing it. He is completely and utterly broken. He will be either stroking out or confined to a padded cell at Mar-a-Lago. Either way, this can't stop this enthusiasm. Anyway, I am Michael Hayne. This is Really American. If you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, and talk to you later.